His Excellency, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, immediate past Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Mrs. Didi Esther Wilson-Jack, senators, ministers, senior officials of government, many of our permanent secretaries who are here, governors and heads of service around the Federation who are represented, members of the Aig-Imoukhuede Foundation, Leadership Council, members of the faculty from the Blavatsky School of Government, Oxford University, my people of Cohort 4, along with their family and friends, and all our distinguished guests, I would like to welcome you to what we term the closing ceremony of the Aig-Imoukhuede Public Leaders Program. In this case, we are graduating our 4th cohort. You have heard the numbers, 68 in this cohort, so we are close to the 300 mark of public leaders and public servants who have undergone this program. I must add that whilst the program is clearly centered on the Nigerian public servant, we have members of the public service of other countries in this class, as it has been the case in other cohorts. I think now we probably have covered as many as 8 countries, and it is scaling up. Distinguished guests, and of course, PLP alumni and Blavatsky School alumni, it is a very, very, very special honor for me to stand before you this afternoon. Today marks the conclusion of several months of learning for not just our Cohort 4 members, but even their faculty, led by Professor Emily Wood, and also members of our foundation. Why are we here? Why did you undergo 6 grueling months of study and application? Not merely for us to learn, but most importantly, for us to address this quest to build a stronger, much more powerful, much more impactful continent of Africa, and by implication, of course, country which we call Nigeria. I don't need to stress that Nigeria and Africa have immense potential. But we know we are yet to realize that potential. And so our challenge is not just about doing things better, doing things faster. Our challenge is actually about catching up. Catching up requires more than intelligent people. I believe that we are probably, as Nigerians, some of the most intelligent people in the world. Catching up requires people who are ready to do what they have never done before. Requires a state of mind that is probably very, very different from the natural state with which any citizen of any country operates. We will not catch up unless and until each of us says, I have the power within me to do something that will make a big impact on Nigeria's future. And that is what this program is all about. A program that tells a very, 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 very high potential public servant that within you is the power to solve this riddle: when will Nigeria reach its full potential? And we know that once one says, I have that power and I decide to use that power, what I term the power of me, when we have inspired you to recognize the power within you, then our next job is to connect you with the person beside you who recognizes they have that power as well. And that is the power of us. The power of us is the collective power of Aig-Imoukhuede Foundation alumni, Blavatnik School alumni, Lead P alumni, all those many people who decide that we have the wherewithal to take Nigeria from where we are today to a much greater place. Our speaker today, at every graduation, we are fortunate to listen to an individual who has made an impact in public service just the same way as we expect you to. And this is an individual who excelled as a teacher, excelled as a legal practitioner, excelled as a public servant before going into electoral office. And if we see the track record of this individual, it is interesting to see how, with the power of me that he took to the judicial system of Lagos State, I witnessed, I saw it happen where courts that were decrepit became places that lawyers could operate in with pride. Judges came into their own as it was before. Justice was dispensed much faster and with much, much more transparency. And I can go on and on and on. But I will leave that for him when he speaks to you. He happens to be, of course, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. But this journey requires us to draw strength from one another. And in this room, I think I look around and I see so much strength that our foundation has drawn from those here. And without you, without your collective decisions, started by, of course, your individual decisions, using the power of me, we will not be where we are today. Again, I speak to our leadership council, distinguished Africans and people actually who are of other continents, who, when people challenge them that, how is it that you people are going to, you are not government, many of you may have run governments, you may be former heads of state, former permanent secretaries, this and that, but you are not in government. How can you say that your mission and mandate is to transform the performance of the Nigerian public service? Isn't that stretching it? Particularly more so when we know that the public service faces a number of challenges. There were many who asked the question, how do you speak to the issue of sustainability? Where is your confidence from that even if you have a good start, you are not going to move forward one step and several steps backwards? Well, we've gone through one government, another government, different heads, different leaders, and so on. And the impact and the results are getting stronger and stronger. So that tells me what we all collectively answered them, that despite what we think, at the end of the day, all Nigerians, wherever they are from, no matter the tribe or creed, no matter their beliefs, wants a better country and will do what is necessary when the tools, when the networks, when the knowledge is present to get there. For most members of our audience, you were not here with us in the morning, because in the morning, we judge our capstone projects. What are capstone projects? Every single member of a cohort that graduates in this program is expected to think through one thing they can do it must start during their program, a project that will have a meaningful impact on the country they serve. So every graduate today has their project. And I must congratulate this particular cohort, because of any cohort that I have met, this is a class that seems to have the most number of projects that have been completed during their program. Now, let me tell you when we will know that Nigeria is getting it right. When you think back about the days when we said our nation was so great, the evidence of it was in the men and women who worked in government, who were superstars by virtue of their work in government. You know their names. You've heard about them because of the works of their brains, hearts, individually and collectively. Now, when our cohort members are publicly written about and commended by their leaders, Central Bank Governor commends one of our cohort members for their project. Permanent Secretary commends one of our cohort members for their project. Governor of this commends one of our cohort members for their projects. Importantly, citizens are commending our cohort members for their projects. Then you begin to understand that when we have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and they're working together and they're lifting themselves up. And take note, today, these cohort members, middle level, will be those who run things, and they will be demanding this of the people they run. Then you can begin to see the power of me, the power of us, the power of the public leaders program that the Aig-Imoukhuede Foundation is running. That is our dream. That is our dream, and we need you. You, members of cohort 4, just like those of cohort 1, 2, 3, and the cohorts to come to deliver. I want to congratulate you this afternoon. I want to congratulate you for passing our rigorous entry process. I want to congratulate you for living true to the thing you signed off on when you said, okay, I must be in this program. I want to congratulate you for your projects. I want to commend you for everything you bring. And probably for me, my worry has always been, what happens when I come into one cohort and it's not as strong as the last cohort? How am I going to what's happening? I want to congratulate you. I don't know how they're going to take this, but I want to congratulate you for being the strongest cohort so far. To our alumni present, forgive me. But you are doing amazing things as well. We see your power. We see what you are doing. And as you welcome cohort 4 into your midst, we expect that you welcome them, embrace them, and lift them up as you will lift up cohort 5 and cohort 20 and cohort 100. To our partners from Blavatnik, if you've attended this program before, you will know that the dean of the program was a man. Chris left and Emily came in. I like to tease those that I work with that for some reason, I work with outstanding men who do outstanding things, and people say, you can't do more. But then I also work with outstanding women who do more than the outstanding men. And so it seems, that Chris's great track record, and he has so many fans in Nigeria and beyond. It seems that if you are not matching, you are exceeding. And welcome, Professor Emily. To the rest of the faculty, to our TAs, I want to congratulate you for a wonderful year. And of course, to the Executive Vice Chairman of the Foundation, Mrs. Africa Aigboje Aig-Imoukhuede, along with your team, who continue to make not just me, but I think all of us proud. Congratulations. Cohort 4, go forth and transform Nigeria. God bless.